I want to share a very brief word with you about the effect of divorce on older children. I think sometimes parents can make the mistake, the law certainly makes this mistake of believing, well, if the kids are of legal age, if they're 17 and a half, 18, 20, well, then we don't need to worry about how the divorce goes. It does affect children of all ages. In fact, I think there are some special challenges for the adult child whose parents happen to be divorcing. There's a book out about this, by the way. I think it came out in 1991. Unfortunately, I think it's out of print, but it's called A Grief Out of Season, A Grief Out of Season. I think if you look on online services at Amazon or other bookstores, you will be able to pick up a copy of it. But that book points out that these children suffer from many of the same thoughts of younger children. Could I have fixed this? Was that my responsibility? Were there financial pressures maybe that my teenage years or college put on the family that caused this? Do I have to take sides? Is my love for my dad or my love for my mom going to insult or affect or injure my other parent? But on top of that, there's some additional issues. For example, these children are gone, so they don't actually see that things are okay. A local psychologist here in our community, Dr. Berardi, has said that one of the big mistakes that parents can make is to think, well, we'll wait until the kids go off to college and then we'll divorce, and then the kids won't be affected by it. He says, in fact, this is one of the most fragile times in kids' lives. They're going to be gone. They're going to be worried when they're away. I know that when our daughter was away at college, she had a very close friend who was just devastated by his parents' divorce that had commenced after he had left, and I think was not progressing in a very civilized way. But kids are gone when they're older, and that can be an additional complication. Another is that these divorce experiences are now piled on top of the adolescence periods that the kids have gone through, and so they have their own issues. They're also starting some of their first adult relationships, and they can wonder what's going to happen in the future. Another thought, that, and this received some treatment in that book, A Grief Out of Season, is that kids who are older start to think, well, what were all those years about? Was that for real? All those values, those years of being a family, was that for real? And what else is not for real in our lives? And the final thing that I would mention, I think there's several others, but the final thing that I think is an additional challenge for kids is just this whole matter of lack of support. People can understand, okay, a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, it's easy enough for those kids to become invisible in divorce, and we have to work all the time with not just parents but professionals to say, hey, let's make this about the kids. Let's make it about the family relationships that the kids depend on. But when kids get older, I think there's an additional tendency to say, oh, they'll be all right. They were raised and everything's fine. Well, they are deeply affected, and it's going to matter to them as much as it does to younger kids that the parents handle this in a cooperative, decent, adult, predictable way. And so if you have older children, please remember all these same lessons of the benefits of handling this in a way that is future-focused, child-focused, relationship-focused will apply in your case as well.